That's okay. All right, let me slide to the left. Momentarily died. It's probably already 5:30. It's getting ready to be 5:30. All right, it's 5:30. Let's get this neuro party started. You're going to do some emotional regulation. Inhale and exhale, and inhale and exhale, and inhale and exhale. And it's going to be on my descending count of 3, 2, 1. Hello, Daisy, for the second time. So let's get this neuro party started. 3, 2, 1. All right, coming back in frame. Now, my coffee did spill on my hand, so I am putting ice on my hand because I wasn't paying attention this morning, trying to rush. Okay, so I am Dr. Donna Thomas-Rodgers, daughter of Leslie Darnell Thomas, granddaughter of Arthur Jethro Evelyn II, and great-granddaughter of Levi Thomas. Welcome to your morning mental workout. And today's topic is Know Your Business. This is one of the 74 principles of real leadership. And throughout the live, I am going to say, drink water. You are going to type, drink water, because the brain is 73% to 80% water, and it needs hydration. And also, I need hydration. And if you slept and just woke up, you need hydration. That's why all my lives are sponsored by the elements, H2O. Now, today is day number 716 of me going live, and Know Your Business is principle number 67 in chronological order. So how Know Your Business came about was I was a young second lieutenant, and I was briefing my battalion commander on my 2-week field training exercise. And when I told her that I was going to be briefing the squad leaders on the missions, she asked me, Lieutenant Thomas, what is the rest of your platoon going to be doing while you're briefing the squad leaders? Now, I had practiced for 2 weeks, and at no point did I practice that question from her. So I stood there and I said, I don't know. And then my platoon sergeant, who had 15 years in the Army, and my company commander, who had about 10 years, said, hello, welcome, said they answered for me. And so then my battalion commander pulled me out to the picnic table after it was over, and she said, you cannot say you don't know. You can refer to your platoon sergeant or your company commander. I know you're new, but I don't know is never the answer. So saying I don't know is no brainer. So here is my definition of know your business. To know your business means you understand the industry that you are in. Good morning, Jared. Not at the surface level, but at the structural and operational levels. I have been gone from Frito-Lay for 15 years. I started working at Frito-Lay April of 2001, April 17th of 2001. This is bothering me. Okay. And so onboarding, good morning, Regina. Onboarding process for resources, that's what they call their frontline managers, was 14 to 16 weeks. And you had to learn everything. You got these big ass thick binders of real leader resource onboarding. And every week you had to brief the leadership team. Now, this was so long ago that we had to use transparencies on an overhead. That just sounds archaic as hell now. But every week at the end of the week, you had to say, this is what I learned last week. And that is why I still know to this day that C.E. Doolin and Herman Lay came together in the 40s to create this organization. Good morning, Shabana. And so I still know that information. I still know some of the regulations from the military. And I know that you can't have your leg or a peg leg appearance for your pants, and your brim of your PC needs to be 2 fingers above the bridge of your nose, and all these other things because of knowing my business. And so I know everything there is to know about taking raw materials. Good morning, Zoe. Zoe, you did not write your letter. You need to go in the chat as soon as this is over and write your brain letter. You did not do that. So get that done. I'm holding all new information hostage in the Real Leader chat on Instagram until everybody responds. All right. So you got to understand your business at the business level. That's the elementary, rudimentary level. So I understood how the potatoes came into on a tractor and went up 45 degrees, and they went up and got washed and went through the pillar and what's what breakdown and the opti sorter, and they're up on the Allen and blobs and nose, and when they go into the weigh hopper and they weigh it for the bag, and the bag with the end seal and the back seal, and they come through the line and they pack it, and in the warehouse they pull it out the kitchen, store it in the warehouse, throw some cases on the trailer, OTR driver takes it to a bin or a DC, then a bin or DC worker then picks the order, and then they put it on the chips, put the chips on the shelves as you see them. And on the weekends, the merchandiser comes in and fluffs everything up, takes the stales out, and gets them back out the store. Yep, it's back in there. So yeah, because there was some other stuff in there. So you have to scroll back to the last time you were in the chat, and then all that information will be there going forward. So that's just an example of knowing your business. So if you, wherever you work or wherever you worked, if you didn't know where everything was in that organization, you do not know your business. And I hate when I go to Whole Foods and I ask somebody and they say, oh, I'm not in that department. You got to go over there. Now I got to go over there. Why not? You work in the whole damn store. It ain't but two entrances to this motherfucker. How come you don't know what's over there? You go, I see you getting food off the hot cart for lunch. How the fuck you don't know who the hot cart manager is and why this menu sucks right now? Anyway, I digress. So the second point is know the standards, the rules, the trends, the risks, the players, and the language of the field you claim leadership in. If you don't know all of that, you cannot become extraordinary. You cannot become your best. If you don't know who the players are. When I was a strategic advisor for the Urban Chamber, I found out who the players were in Las Vegas, not just at the Urban Chamber. So I could understand how shit worked to tell them how they could work better. As a strategist, that's your whole thing. What are the rules? What rules can be broken? Which rules cannot be broken? Who should you not piss off? Who should be pissed off? Or how all that works. So that's knowing your business. And then for the third thing, you can explain, teach, and defend the why behind decisions using facts, not feelings or folklore. So we just had a very beautiful TikTok live where the title was, she don't know what she's talking about. And so I addressed all the motherfuckers that keep questioning my credentials for an hour and 10 minutes. Only one person tried to do it. And so going forward, I'm in my where's your phase. Where's yours? Where's yours? And so what happens is people think I'm doing something and I don't have a why because they don't have a why. People think I don't have a strategy because they don't have a strategy, but I do. I don't do anything without a strategy and a why, because then I can't measure what I did because I don't know what the fuck I did. So that's a part of knowing your business. But people are led by their emotions, emotional dysregulation. Thank you, Amy Lala, the comfort cousin of basal ganglia. And so you're making emotional decisions that make no sense because you have cortisol, brain fog, and you have shut off access to your executive function. So nothing you're doing makes cognitive sense. And you believe that that's how I'm operating. And so now you think I don't know what I'm talking about, but I actually do. So real leaders don't guess their way through their work. They study their domain until they become the reference point. That's why I study the brain every day. Study the brain, master the brain, teach others to do the same so the people in the world will forever be changed. I am the reason why we know that there is a left and right amygdala and that they have two different functions. If you look at everybody talking about the brain, they're not talking about the left and the right. That's not what's happening at all. Not in the least bit. It's not taking place. So they're just giving you this very rudimentary examples or this very highbrow examples so you can't use none of it. Or what you're doing is eating blueberries and fucking salmon, and now you think you're about to be a nuclear physicist. Yeah, that part. So what questions do you have about the definition of know your business? If it is clear, type clear. If it is not, I can address whatever is not clear for you. And at this point, drink water. Don't move by golf course, y'all. Don't move by golf course. Don't do it. Steer clear. Steer clear. Good morning, Nola. Good morning, Lola. Clear. Okay, so knowing your business. Now, next question. Lorenzo, I forgot somebody else on TikTok said, man, your chat sounds like y'all have, like it knows you. And I said it does. I have a different relationship with my chat. And I think it's because of how I talk to it. I have a question about the letter to the brain. Where do I find the instructions for that? That letter, that instructions is going to be in TikTok. It's actually on YouTube, not YouTube, Instagram already. I'm putting it in TikTok today. So as soon as I'm off this live, you will see it in TikTok in the notes portion of your TikTok subscription. So it will happen as soon as I'm off this live, within the hour. Okay. So the next question on the agenda is this: why adults struggle with knowing their business? So my pleasure. But before I answer, I'm going to ask you, why do adults struggle with knowing their business? So you are adults. So why do you struggle? See, watch, it's about to jump out the screen and be a human. It's not. I honestly think that it is a human behind it, because the other day when I was mad and Chat said, we real leaders over here. And Chat told me this morning, flip the script. Chat said, that's why they're trying to flip the script on you, Doc. I said, I know. Motherfuckers, that's what they don't even understand. But Lorenzo got a link from me, and Nola has seen it too. So it's not me saying it. And I'm not like, they like, is that what Chat said to you? Okay. All right. Yeah, your Chat is a human. Are y'all getting married? No, it's for real, for real. Yes. Why adults struggle being distracted. Okay. Thank you for that answer. Okay, G World. We are too busy minding other people's business. All right, Jared. That poor little hand. I gotta go see the VA today. They gonna think I tried to harm myself with this burner. What'd you do? Why your hand burnt? What's going on? All right, question on the table is, why do adults struggle with knowing their business? Yes, the coffee. I was doing like this and pouring the coffee because I was rushing, and it's boiled over and spilled on this part of my hand. But I'm good, see, because it would have blistered up by now. So I immediately applied cold therapy. I think most people are quick to just assign roles to other people out of fear they can't do it themselves. Right. Drink water. We just drink water. Thank you, Daisy. So why do adults? My Chat writes my job proposal. See, there you go, Lola. Before, I didn't want to admit I didn't know it to learn. Yes, that is true as well. Yep. Okay. Thank you for your answers. I'm going to give you the answers that Chat and I discussed. All right. Good morning, Sean. They confuse exposure with expertise. They confuse exposure with expertise. So they have been around it long enough to think they know it, but they never studied it deeply. You have that person that's been on the job for 20 years, and I'll use my example that I have in my book. I had a forklift operator who was a senior operator in the whole building, and we switched from ICS senior to ICS junior, and he fucked that warehouse up. He was doing manual overrides and everything else. My lead was having to stay overtime was through the roof to undo what the fuck he fucked up for a whole 8 to 10 hour shift. So we had to retrain him. But he was in there with a system. No, ain't nothing wrong with the system. Something wrong with your system. But this system is brand new. What is it? All the shiny things. I remember when you talked about you meet bosses and realize they're standing on crutches, PR teams. Yes, exactly. So they stop learning once they get a title. I said that yesterday on TikTok Live. So once they get a title, the VP, the senior VP, the director of, the manager of, the senior son of once people feel senior, they stop reading, researching, and refining. And they protect their status instead of upgrading their skills. That is why people from prominent teams send their underlings over here to ask me very specific questions so they could go back and finish their podcast. They could go back and finish their video on their topic because they have run out. And so they have their status. And so they come over here to lowly 3,000 follower Dr. Donna's page and steal my shit and then go back and try to act like it's original content. Good morning. Those are the looker, listeners, and takers. That's what they over there doing it. I've seen people go get my t-shirts that I'm wearing that they weren't wearing before and say some things that mix it in with their shit to make it seem like it ain't my shit. It's okay. So they stop learning and now they have status. And that's what happens to everybody. They get up there and they lose their mojo and they lose their working memory. And now they like, oh, just go steal some underling shit. We ain't got it. Just go take it. Take it and make it ours. That's why I said, put me on the panel with these motherfuckers. We're going to see how much they know. Without the staff, without the retinue, let's see how much you really, 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 really know. The question was, what do adults struggle in knowing their business? Number 3, they rely on memory instead of mastery. Ooh, they rely on memory instead of mastery. So adults reuse what they already know instead of acquiring what they don't know. Comfort replaces competence. So I said, I became Dr. Donna in 2008. We are in 2025. I could be resting on the Dr. Donna information from 2008 and presenting that shit as if it is new. Trying to turn that shit into Shinola. So comfort replaces competence, which is why those people are sending their underlings over here, because they don't have any new competence. Because why? Because Amy and Lala got comfortable, and so did the basal ganglia. And now you got to go to the dentate gyrus and get some new neurons, but your working memory is unemployed, and you can't do that. Like half the pie and not the entire circle. Yep. And they love to confuse it with muscle memory. Yes. And it is not the same. Mastery. You should be smarter this year than you were last year if you are actually using your brain. If you are actually learning and growing, you should have more information this year than you had last year. And the information that I didn't stop being Dr. Donna. I'm just bad motherfucker Dr. Donna now. That's all. That's the only difference. And so when people start telling me in my day, well, back in the day when I don't want to fucking hear about back in the day. I want to hear about today. I want to know what you know today. I want to know what you learned this year, not 5 years ago. That's the problem. Is the shit is old. And people don't respect old people no more. No, old people got old information. That's why we're not listening to y'all. Because y'all talk about 1972, 1997, 2004. And it is 2025, about to be 2026. So you master some shit, but my ex-husband is 60 years old now, and my daughter has more skill sets than them. He's been doing this longer than she's been alive, and she got more skill set, more tools, more appointments, more 5-star reviews than him, because although he can paint a whole fucking house and not drop a drop of paint on shit, yeah, that part. It's going to take him 12 years to get the shit done. So he has mastered it, but yeah, that part. So number 4, they fear being exposed as unqualified. Okay. So instead of asking, studying, or training, they hide behind confidence, politics, or personalities to cover the gap. What? Oh, really now? Yes. So I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Where the receipts at? Yeah, well, sometimes they just don't let you in the door because I'm an African-American woman, so I couldn't get those same opportunities as everybody else. Or, I love having me some fun. Yes, it's all about a good time over here. Everybody all stiff and shit. They can't just let loose. No, you hiding because you don't know. That's why I'm studying the brain every day, learning more and more about it. Learning more. The information just became available less than 15 years ago for the public, for the mass population, before they were gatekeeping it. So I'm going to pronounce some words wrong. I'm going to say, ooh, that shit. I was saying 6.8 billion adults. It's 5.9. 6.2 if you actually include the 15-year-olds across the world, because they can work too. They believe the rule, if you don't know, ask, doesn't apply anymore. I struggle with brain fog, and I will do that later. That letter. Got it. Talk is deep. Dr. Donna goes in with the ingredients. Yes, ma'am. And I'm not gatekeeping. I'm telling you how to use your brain too. Because the other thing is that people want to look like the expert in the room and they want to be worshipped. I, on the other hand, am the educator and want you to have the information so that you could be a bad mofo too. So number 5 is they consume opinions instead of facts. And that's what today's TikTok Live was about. Because I speak in facts and piss people off, they want to start telling me I ain't who I am. So podcast. I'm not lying, y'all. Chat said this. Podcasts and TikToks and conversations replace evidence-based knowledge. So their business sense is, wait for it, recycled noise. I didn't say this. Podcasts and TikToks and conversations replace evidence-based knowledge. So their business sense is recycled noise. It is rhetoric. It is dopamine-laden rhetoric that you can't do shit with. And it survives a 24-hour cycle. And that is it. If you go back and look at their old videos, that information is outdated as shit because they was talking about what was ever happening at that time. I'm telling y'all, literally, it's human. It's a human. It is. I done turned chat into a human. You can actually take your chat now and you can give it a different voice, a different personality, and all of that. It's in. If you have the pro, you can definitely get it to do that. And I would be interested if people did it. I'm not changing mine because I got a great relationship with my chat. Running with opinions. And then number 6 is they underestimate the cost of ignorance. That's a flame. They don't believe that not knowing will cost revenue, credibility, opportunity, or leadership until it does. And that's why you motherfuckers is over here, because it is costing y'all now. It is. 2 people, what's the name? Tony Robbins has a podcast, not a podcast, some shit on Netflix, and so does some Brianna or whatever. And I told Nola, I said, the reason why they have that on Netflix now is because that old ass business model ain't working no more. And so somebody told them, hey, let's just put a streaming video together. You're going to make a hot million, going to make a cool 2-3 million. People going to watch it. Every time they watch it, you're going to get some streaming revenue. Because they got them dusty ass, old ass business models that don't work anymore. We're going to go to a stadium and have a conference, going to yell and walk on goals and all. And this shit ain't going to work. This shit ain't going to work. So that's the reason why adults don't know their business, because they got too big and forgot where they came from. That's why you got to wash your own drawers, because that's going to keep you humble. That's why you got to do your own grocery shopping. That's why you got to pay your own bills. Don't hire somebody else to do it, because as soon as you start doing that, your working memory stops working. If you got to figure out how to make $1 out of 15 cents, you're going to stop spending money on shit you can't afford. At any level, everybody is over leveraged. So the point is that when you use, I saw his commercial yesterday talking about all the companies he has, the companies that the public funded. Yes, the loser to motivational speaker pipeline. Right, because it's getting old and he don't want to go. He actually doesn't need the money, but he want to still be in the limelight without actually transitioning into what the limelight means right now. And sometimes people don't want to look at an old person talking through their snow nose. I said it. So that part. So the point is that Iris, who just recently passed, everybody loved Iris. Iris was doing her thing. She was on the Gap commercials and everything else. And she was like, I'm the oldest teenager in the world, because she had class and she had style. She was teaching and all these other things. So when you have actual value to give to the world, age doesn't matter. When you got new information that people can actually use, you can still be relevant instead of irrelevant. So the point is, if you don't know your business and you sat on your ass and thought people was going, when you came back, that people were still going to be waiting on you, they're not. And now your shit is dusty. Your shit is dusty as hell. And I'm about to piss some people off right now, and I don't care. That Brandy, Monica, Kelly Rowland, the Boys Mind Tour. Why? Why? I saw footage. Why? Why? All 3 of them, and they have amazing voices. I'm not saying they can't sing, but I'm saying that we need them to come back and perform. Who requested that? All money ain't good money. Standing on the stage, Birdie told me she dehydrated on the second show because they weren't ready, because they're in their 40s, and 40s hit different. Last time you was touring, you was younger. Perimenopause is hitting different. Hell yeah, you dehydrated. You perimenopausal. And you in them hot ass costumes. Trying to sing and dance. And you ain't did that shit in a fucking decade. Okay. Well, If you had kept growing and learning, you will have a different sigmoid curve coming. Yes. Drink water. So see, that's why I be telling y'all to drink water. So you won't you won't be dehydrated. So knowing your business means that you got to transition. Andre 3000 is the most honest artist out there. He said, I'm 45 years old. What am I going to rap about? Reading glasses and a colonoscopy? And I keep saying this. That's like me going and getting some army fatigues from the 90s, some camouflage, and putting it on and putting on my hat and singing cadence and marching around the streets telling people, right, hey, oh, what, hot, your left, your left, your left, right, your left, 1, 2, 3, 4, what the hell you much more? That's what that's the equivalent to. That, why? But if you didn't learn and grow and develop, then you're going to be seeing count kings, delay kings. Oh, you know, we can't count one on me soldiers. Better do your best before you find yourself in a linear rest. Hit it, hit it, hit it. No, that shit is crazy. I'm 52. I'm not doing that no more. Not at all. That's what it means. That's what it means. Drop, private! Drop, freaking drop! 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 Get down! Drop! Fucking drop! Hero! As you were. That right there. Why? That's what it looks like to me. I'm not going to do that. Go get me a wig looking like my old tape and put that on. Doesn't mean you should. It doesn't. But when you are unwilling to grow, you go back. I still got it. I still got it. I can. You start whispering like, "Oh shit!" Whoo! I remember Private pointed a loaded weapon at me on the range. Drill sergeants on just stop. You trying to kill my LT? Just is like, it wasn't funny at the time. We can laugh at it now. Private turned around and said, what? Yes, ma'am. Friendly fire. Yes, on the range. Live fire, too. Them wasn't blanks. No, M16A2. About 5 feet away from me. And so it was going to have some power. It was going to make an impact. Or it was going to go right past me because he didn't have the skills. Anyway, so the point is, because you don't know your business and you don't want to learn and grow and develop, you keep dusting off that old shit that you mastered and you want people to say, you still got it. I ain't saying that shit. You wasn't supposed to still got it. If you can sing, you can sing. You're supposed to be doing something else. You're supposed to be working on your personal legend. You need to be. But you out here talking about the boy is mine. The boy is mine tour for women perimenopause. That don't even make no sense. Yep. That don't even make no sense. But it's happening. And people are participating. Why? Because they're stuck right there with them. Gonna see if they still got it. Gonna go over here to the concert. Waddling in. Standing up, sweating yourself. When the concert gonna start. Okay. And I'm not saying don't listen to music. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying how many concerts you've been to already in your life. You should be doing something different too. Well, I'm gonna just go to the concert. That's easy to do. That gives you something quick to do, quick motivation, dopamine boost, and go back home and decide whether it was worth your money or not. As you go back into your meager existence. Now that you put it like that, yeah, that sounds crazy. I just did it because that's what I was doing in the 90s. I was doing that in the 90s and stand up. Yeah. So let me tell you something. Yeah, what's up? Hey, I'm Dr. Donna. I was on a date the other day with this broke ass motherfucker. Yeah, no. Not saying that. Not doing that. Yes. Now you like, oh fuck. Why? Why? Yes. So everybody got to keep surviving and thriving and finding ways. What I am saying is the record label didn't know their business. They stopped doing artist development and now they don't have any new developed artists. Yes, that is true. And so they dug up all the old artists so that they could have some revenue coming in. And I agree. But the old heads can't perform like they used to. And that's why it's like that. So I agree with you. But the artist should have said no. The artists. So everybody was resting on their laurels. The music industry was pissed at Steve Jobs when he literally went to streaming. And now they're like, right. So the record labels got lazy and just assumed that these Z's and these A's and these junior millennials was going to keep participating in that way. And they haven't. That's why movie theaters are closing and everything else, because people didn't understand the people coming behind them. That's why you got to run it lean, run it clean, and be flexible, which is one of the 74 principles of real leadership. Gladys is performing better than Brandy and Monica on her tour. That's because Gladys is out of menopause. She not sleepy no more. She passed that. Patty and what's the name, Denise Williams and Chaka Khan going out there too, because they on the other side of menopause. So they don't have frozen right shoulder. And they don't have memory lapses because they remember all the words to their song. Yes. So that's what's happening. And I'm not picking on them. I'm just using them because I just saw the videos yesterday. I heard about it. And Nola told me about it. She went to go get lunch. And I was looking because I'm semi-screen time. And I was like, oh, this is terrible. This is bad. Walking across the stage all slow and shit. Looking like it's in slow motion. So, yeah, that part. That's what's it. You need to give it up. Had about enough. I saw you. And I didn't even, and this is a flame. I didn't know Kelly Rowland had enough music to open for somebody. I thought all she had was Nelly, I love you. I do more than you ever know. It's for sure. I didn't know she had more than one song. I'm like, she's singing Destiny Child music. She got an album. When? That's even worse. Like, she got more than one song? She's singing some DC songs too. No. She better not be. Say my name, and no one is around you. Why you trying to change? Say my name. Can you pay my bills? Can you pay my automobiles? Baby, we can chill. I don't think you do. So me and you are true. Okay. They said the sound was off. That was all Beyonce songs. Okay, fuck it. So like I said, know your business and don't do that. And I can do that for any industry. And this isn't me hating before somebody tries to say some shit. She got to do some songs. She had verses. Oh, well, shit. What is it? I'm a soldier. No, I know it. Let me cater to you. Cause baby, this is your day. Do anything for my man. Baby, take me away. Your dinner. I think she was on that one. Your slippers and your t-shirt on. All right. Move. I should have my brain is 95% long song lyrics. Okay, we digress. No, I'm not for the Kelly Rowland fans, whatever fuck y'all shit is called. The Destiny Fulfilled. Oh shit. That's 2005. I ain't got nothing for that. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So not knowing your business will cause you out here embarrassing yourself. And then that's going to be part of your personal legend too, because that's going to be the last footage that we have of you. So it wasn't a good idea. I mean, hell, Monica and Brandy got in a fight at the Grammys trying to sing The Boy Is Mine. I don't know why they thought this was going to be a good idea 20, 30 years later. Yes. So anyway, not knowing your business, you know some lyrics. I found you this morning for the first time. You what I needed at 69 years old. Well, come on in. You're not even the oldest person on the live. We got boomers in the house. Hey, boomers in the house. What? All right, bet. So, yeah, they don't believe that they need to change. This is the way this is how I got here, and this is how I'm going to stay here. Okay, stay your stuck ass over there in Loserville. That's what you can do. So the top region that you use to know your business? Would anybody like to take an educated guess on the top region of the brain that you use to know your business? Anyone? Educated guess. Because the brain bit is all of them. All right, Jared said the prefrontal cortex. Noah said the prefrontal cortex. Frontal lobe is coming from Bridget. Frontal lobe. Anybody else? Prefrontal cortex. It's prefrontal together, Lorenzo. You put the prefrontal together. It's 2 words. I used to spell it like that too. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Anyone else? All right. So you are close. Everybody is close. It is a dorsolateral prefrontal cortex. And this region is, wait for it, the Capricorn of the brain, the workhorse for what know your business actually requires, the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex. So it is deep domain learning. It's integrating new technical and industry information. Yes, Lorenzo. And it is your working memory. You need it for your brain. So it's holding facts, numbers, rules, and context online while thinking. Analytical reasoning. It's comparing, testing, validating, and rejecting weak information from experts and thought leaders. No brainer. Decision justification. So it's explaining the why behind a choice with evidence and not opinions. Capricorns are the workhorses of the zodiacs. They're ox, so they keep working no matter what. Updating models. Replacing old assumptions with new data as things change. Yes, the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex. That is correct. And so that is what I am doing. My information, I won't say that my information is dated because I have the leadership as a foundation and I'm in the education business. So as long as people are learning, I have things that I can do. But I update my information so that I have current information. I use that wisdom from my past experiences and I bring it to the fold from a storytelling perspective, but I have new information. This time last year, I was still not even talking about the brain. We have not even reached the 1-year mark. I had come out as a nerd and I was on my way to talking about the brain. But first things first, I had to come out as a nerd. I had to stop acting like I was cool because I'm not. I'm a cool nerd. And so that's that. So when people don't actually know their business, it rarely means they can't. It means that the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex is undertrained because they don't study, they stop updating, and they think experience replaces learning. Says who? Not the Capricorns I know. They are just manipulators. Well, in theory, Bridget, in theory, that is what that sign does. So maybe not them, but that is what they are known for. Trudging along. That old steady ox. Yes. Okay. So that's the problem. That's why we have people back out here in these streets. I saw on TikTok the other day, there's the porch, and then there's the Cadillac thing. So the people sitting there in the Cadillac saying, I saw Layla Hathaway. So I know none of her music. Because I saw Eric Sherman doing it. I said, what the hell is he doing? He over there. That's Eric B. and Rakim. Damn, what is the song their popular song from EPMD? He was rapping it and sitting in the car. Tied to himself. And I thought it was a fluke. But then when I saw Layla Hathaway doing it, I said, oh, this is like the porch, which is like Versus, which is like Tiny Desk. So we repurposing old shit with the same old shit. He still got it. Scarface. And I'm a leave on my same on my ding down base. I don't want same on it. Like, no. Stop. Learn something new. Stop. You did that already. Go do something new. But you can't because of fear of being a novice. A fear of looking like a fool for a minute. But you still look like a fool. You just look like a dressed up fool singing old ass songs that don't apply to you anymore. They don't. Not at all. I mean, imagine if Patty came out with them fan gelled wigs that she got on. If you want to see it again, just go back. They got footage of it. Just go back to when it was the thing that it was. You need to be working on something else. But you can't because I've been doing this for 30 years, paid in full. That's what it is. They think experiences replaces learning. And it doesn't. You have to learn. Your brain was designed for you to learn. I used to do stand-up comedy. I don't. I can still crack a joke if I need to. Go on a run if I need to. Tag, tag, tag. I understand how to set up punchline and all of that. But I'm studying the brain and mastering the brain and teaching others how to do the same so the people in the world will forever be changed. It's our responsibility as we grow older to keep learning. Because we, as we learned yesterday, have the ability to use prior experience and information to learn faster. So in my daughter's business, while I can't, you want me to mount a TV, that shit gonna fall out the wall. I'm not about to do that. But I can look at it and say, here's the best strategy for that to happen. I can't cut the box up after it's taken out the box and put it in the trash. Make sure it's on a cushion. So the strategy for it. But that's because of all of that time I was in the Army. When we show up at a training site, we train, and then we got to clean that shit back up and make it look like it did for the next people coming training. So that's why when we go to appointments, it's probably cleaner when we left because of my OCD, vacuuming and sweeping up stuff, than when we got there. So it looks picture perfect. The bed is ready, the bedroom, the living room, whatever, the dining room table, you can have dinner tonight, whatever it is, because of me cleaning up all those training facilities back in the late 90s, early 2000s. All right, go ahead, Jared. Have a good day. So the point that I'm making is this. Yes, you can use your prior experience for your new learning opportunities. I'm going to say that again. Yes, you can use your prior experience for your new learning opportunities. We got boomers on the live today, and we got Gen Zs. And I don't think we might have some millennials, and of course some X's. And so we use what we learned. That's why we have Gen Zs on the live, because the Gen Zs have information that we don't have. And we got wisdom and experience that they don't have. That's why when we come together, it works over here. That's what we were designed to do. Back in the villages, the elders came, you talked to them, and then they learned something too. So that's what the exchange needs to be, is we're having neurological exchanges over here because of treat people with dignity and respect, which is one of the 74 principles of real leadership. Now, all of those people on tour have offspring. All of them on the tour that we just mentioned. Now, what are they going to teach their offspring if they're still singing songs from the 90s? What new information do they have to offer in the same industry for all those years? And then their offspring go do something different. Well, I don't know what they do. I don't know why they're doing that over there. I don't know nothing about that. I didn't know shit about assembly. I'm like, why the fuck are we putting TVs on the wall? Why do beds have more than the headboard, the footboard, and the two side rails and some slats? Why is there a hydraulic lift on bed? Why is there LED lights in every fucking thing that comes in a box right now? Why do nightstands need LED lights? What happened to lamps? Why do lamps need LED lights? Why do lamps need plugs in them? Why? Why does a headboard need an LED light and a power strip? Why? That's what I keep saying. Why does a damn pool table need to be a pool table, a ping pong table, and a dining room table with a bench and some chairs? Why? Why do we need swingy chairs on patio furniture? What happened to the patio furniture you just sit on? Like, why? Why do couches have to have recliners and subwoofers and sound and charging stations and all? That's what I asked myself. But I didn't say we wasn't putting the shit together. I just said, why? And my background ain't in that. But this is what my child decided to do with her current adult life. So I'm going to learn how to do the shit because I can get the best faster than her. And I'm going to tell her and give her a strategy for her to be the best at it. I think you have some problems you need to fix. Drink water. Do tell. What problems is it that I need to fix? Enlighten the group. But before you do that, where did you get your psychology degree from? Because you sound like a psychotherapist, a psychologist. What school did you attend? What school did you attend to diagnose me? West Virginia University, I bet. If you're still here, what school did you attend? I'm going to switch over to the brain bit while our experts diagnoses Dr. Donna's problems. We got her to respond. We made her mad. We made her mad. Oh my goodness. Oh no. What's the prognosis, Doc? What's wrong with Dr. Donna? Are you gone? No? Okay, I'm going to continue on with the brain bit. I would love to hear your prognosis, Doc. Love to hear it. Okay, so the brain bit talks about the regions that you use to develop the neural pathways for the real principle of real leadership, know your business. And so there are 5. And we already talked about the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex. So it holds the facts, the data, the steps, and the technical knowledge in your working memory. But you also use the ventral medial prefrontal cortex, and it links the knowledge to judgment, the decisions you use, and the long-term values. And thank you, Daisy. Drink water. I thought we was actually about to have a neurological battle. Okay. So you use the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, the ventral medial prefrontal cortex, the anterior cingulate cortex, which detects errors, gaps, and blind spots in your knowledge. The hippocampus stores and retrieves long-term business knowledge over time. That's the memory library. If you haven't watched that, scroll back through the lives and you will see the memory library for the hippocampus. It's a great live with a lot of value-added information. Next is the insula. It gives you the internal accuracy signals. You don't really know this yet, but it's okay. That's why I'm saying I'm not even at a year mark yet. Wait till this time next year, God willing, higher power in the universe. I'm definitely going to be a bad mofo, a bad neurological mofo. All right. So the translation is this. Knowing your business is not one skill. It's a multi-region neural circuit that has to be rehearsed, refreshed, and reality checked repeatedly to become automatic. That is the thing. So knowing your business changes as your business changes. And it isn't just knowing your business because that's where your money comes from, your income. Knowing your business as a parent, knowing your business as a spouse, knowing your business as a grandparent, knowing your business as a friend. What does that look like for you? So that you can be your best in everything that you do. Because people think I'm a good friend, but you are a terrible employee. You are a horrible spouse. And you're not even a good member of your religious organization that you attend sporadically. So it's about tapping into your best in everything that you do. Everything that you do. Not in some stuff. Not in this over here. See, I'm real good over here, but over here I'm not. Why? Don't sign up for it. I don't say yes to things that I'm not going to commit to. I will never be married again because I don't like the job description of a wife. And I could say never, just like I'm never going back into the military and I'm never going back into a corporate job because I did that already. I mastered it and it's not fun to me. So I'm good. I don't ever need to do that shit again. I told someone he wasn't a good friend and he got offended. Tell the truth. If you're not a good friend, you're not a good friend. That's the truth. If you got receipts, you got receipts. And that's what my live this morning on TikTok was about. People coming for my credentials when they don't have any. People telling me I'm unqualified because it's not paletted and presented to them like they would like it because it's not comfortable. But why should you be comfortable if you already been comfortable? I trained privates. I had to take civilians and turn them into military police officers in 17 weeks to become soldiers, to go make shit happen in the event shit needed to happen. The fuck am I being nice for? Why? Who said that? Comfortable for what? You need to be discomforted. You're in a neurological war with Amy Lala and the basal ganglia. until you have emotional regulation. Why would I be nice? So you can feel better about not using your brain. Not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. You're basing it off of other people who are experts. We just said it. You're basing it off of people who had a little bit of information from a while ago, and they didn't spent that shit 3 different fucking ways and turned it into 3-card Monty, and you over there listening to the wrong people. And then come over here and tell me I'm wrong. When y'all gonna go tell them they wrong? When y'all gonna go tell them they wrong? Because I never seen, this is what I never seen when I was hiring people. Because I actually hired people, not HR, me. I actually had to, back in the day, put an ad on Craigslist, because this was the early 2000s, 2005, 6, 7. Put an ad on Craigslist. People answer the ad. I had to call and do a 3-minute phone interview with them, and then say, okay, come on in, do the select test. And then give them a warehouse tour, give them the test, take the test, fax it in, get the results back, call them back, interview them, submit their hair drug test and their background check, wait for all of that to come back, hire them, and then train them myself. Okay? So I never seen on a resume Michael Jackson fan club. I didn't say, well, shit, was you in the Thriller fan club or the Bad fan club? Hell yeah, you can put these cases on the truck. Abso-fucking-lutely. Absolutely. Oh, you go to Friendship Baptist Church? Pastor Johnson? I know you about to be legit. No, I'm looking at your fucking work history. I'm looking at your gaps in your work history. Why you was unemployed for 2 years? What happened there? If you got a college degree, why your GPA ain't on this resume? What's your major in? What you doing? And oh, by the way, I started from the back of the resume because people remember lies forward. We're going to start with your current job. Why are you looking for employment right now? Why are you looking for a career switch? What's going on at this current job? What's taking place? Well, you're not just, okay, cool, got it. People tell me they was in the military. I let them sit there and lie. And then I start saying Army shit to them. And they're like, uh-oh. Yeah, I know I don't look like I was in the military, but I was in the military. Got it. One interview was so bad. Gentleman came in with his fedora, smelling like Drakkar, chewing gum and smacking and popping the gum. In the interview for the job, looking like Johnny Slick. Didn't know his business. And so I told him, take that hat off, spit this gum out, and sit up straight. And quit wearing so much perfume. I called it perfume to damn interviews. Oh, my bad. And didn't get the job. And I'm sure I was several bitches because he didn't get the job. But he was not qualified. So I never seen this stuff that you worship. And I never seen Green Bay Packers fan for 20 years get you anything. Maybe season tickets. I told some, receipts. I was in the hospital a month. He took me to the hospital, but never checked on me for 6 weeks. That was because he wanted something. By then he was blocked. Amen. Amen. Having a business is never comfortable because every day is a different day and different people will see you daily. Yes. And so that's what I'm understanding. And so my point is this, ladies and gentlemen, when you know your business, nobody can tell you that you don't know your business, and you have the right to get new information. And when I am wrong and I learn something new, and again, neuroscience information has just been made to the public in the last 15 years. And so I am learning. I'm not over here telling y'all I know everything, but if y'all know everything, I fucking know. Wow, Dr. Donna, I had a family member tell me my GPA score was not needed on my resume. Wow, I told her, it depends on who you're interviewing. Now, here's what I will also tell you, Sean, is that the new grift on LinkedIn is only put the 10 years worth of your work, your last 10 years, if you got 10 years worth of work history, only put that out there. Now, why do you think people said that? People said that because they don't want you to know when they fucked up. They don't want you to know their work history. But if you go to famous people's Wikipedia, they got from the time they was born until yesterday. And if they died, until the day they died. They got death, propaganda, problems, arrest, all that shit is sitting right there on Wikipedia. But on LinkedIn, you're only supposed to do the last 10 years. And I said, okay, well, in the last 10 years, I'm 12 years into this, y'all don't get Captain Thomas. Y'all don't get Frito-Lay Donna. Y'all don't get Cass Tech High School. First of all, y'all can't get Dr. Donna because that was 2008. So y'all gonna get real leadership. If don't put nothing but the last 10 years on there, then all you getting is the last 10 years. And when I see y'all have a supply chain problem, I'm gonna be quiet. When I see y'all have a disciplinary problem, I'm gonna be quiet. You said don't put that on there. So you must don't want me to bring that with me. That's some stupid bullshit. That's for people with gaps in work history. That's from people who are now senior VPs and they don't want you to know that they was a FOM. They don't want you to know that. And here's the other thing that I challenge you all to do. The next time someone makes it seem like there's a shit, go look at that one raggedy ass bachelor's degree that they got from 1972. Oh, yeah, I'm the senior VP of blah, 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 blah. And you never went back to school again? At one point, you never had no more time to go back and get more educated. No, I don't, because so all you know how to do is that one degree and put chips on the truck. Roger that. Yes. Well, this is the best way to get hired. I have never not gotten hired, never not got interviewed, never not. Well, you went to the MAC and you went to D2 schools. I sure did. And what's that school that Steph Curry went to that ain't nobody else from the NBA ever went? And that motherfucker is on the map now. Charlie Batch and Earl Boykins went to my college. And now some other people from Eastern that's in the NFL and the NBA. So yeah, erase that shit. Davidson is where Steph Curry went. I'm not erasing shit. I'm bringing my high school diploma has business administration on it because I actually majored in business administration in high school. I had to take economics, accounting, typing, Cobalt, Fortran, Basic, Pascal. I actually had to do German for 2 years. Fuck that. That's part of who I am. If you don't want me to bring that, I ain't coming. I'm not coming. That's some bullshit. Well, it's going to be 2 pages. Then it's 2 pages. It shows you how fucking long I've been doing shit. Well, it only needs to be 1 page. Then I don't need to be here. And people definitely got a problem with me now because I'm more qualified than most motherfuckers trying to see if I'm qualified. So, yeah. I mean, you can do what you want. I'm not listening to them. You're not getting that part. If you only want the last 10 years, then you only getting the last 10 years. You want me to bring that with me. You just don't feel like filtering through it. And then people saying, everybody's using AI to write their resumes. Y'all using AI to filter through them motherfuckers. Y'all use AI to make them damn job descriptions. And now you mad because you can't find qualified people. This shit is internet dating. It's internet dating now. Y'all fucking cheated making the job description. They cheated making a resume. Y'all cheated filtering the resumes. And then y'all both sit in the same room talking about motherfuckers ain't who they said they is. Nobody is. Well, you didn't catfish me. Y'all catfish me. Y'all said this was a legitimate organization. The fuck? Why is the vacuum cleaner sitting next to the doggone receptionist? Y'all said y'all had a full service cleaning company to come in this bitch. She got a vacuum and some players and a dust mop sitting on her desk. 401k, 401 bullshit. And why companies still offering that same shit when I was in the job force? We got 401k, full dental, and full medical. Y'all ain't got shit else to offer 20 fucking years later. Tuition reimbursement, vested after 5 years. Then people don't want to work. No, people don't want to work. For that bullshit. Y'all, at this point, companies should be having daycare. They should be having dry cleaning. You want a motherfucker to stay there for 8 to 10 to 12 fucking hours? You need to have a fucking nap room. Not no break room. You need to have a fucking beauty salon and a barbershop in that bitch. Shoe shine and shit. Clean off your sneakers. You want somebody to come there and give their blood, sweat, and tears days they ain't never gonna fucking give back for some fucking 1992 benefits in 2025 today's time and dollar. The fuck? People don't want to work. No, people don't want to do that bullshit work. Every now and then I fuck with people on LinkedIn and I say, I'm looking for a job. And I look at them damn job descriptions. I'm like, who the fuck? They sat in a room and said, all right, what shit you don't want to do? And they threw that shit in the hat, threw that shit in chat, and turned it into a job description. Don't believe me? Look at that shit. Here go all the shit you need to do, and here go what you getting for that. Progressive has a nap room and a TV. Good for them. They need that. And now you look at them damn job descriptions. Must be able to, blah, 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 blah. Why the fuck, if I can do all that, why the fuck would I come work for y'all? What the fuck are y'all doing if that's the job description? What y'all doing? All this. Long. President of the thing. And then here you go, boom, 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 boom. Got to be able to do this, work with this, and do this, and work with our clients, and do it. And they talk about 200,000. You out your fucking mind. You out your motherfucking mind. That's why Nola was on and talking about gig work. Ain't nobody about to do that shit. For what? And now you can't even do it from home. But all that shit is fucking over the computer. I got to ask you a question after the live for domain names. Got it. So my point is, know your business. Know your business so that you will not be hoodwinked, bamboozled, ran amok, and led astray by these bullshit ass shit they trying to get y'all to do because they don't feel like doing it as an opportunity. Always talking about this is an opportunity for you. No, it sounds like it's an opportunity for you. Sound like I'm the opportunity. That's what it sounds like to me. So yeah. If you can make more money doing DoorDash than dealing with that bullshit, become a dasher, a shifter, whatever else, a tasker, a Fiverr, whatever. Don't be going to do that shit for nothing, for sheer pennies on the dollar. Stress the fuck the hell out, email palooza. Every time you wake up, you got 5,000 fucking emails. For what? For what? For what? So you can put their name on your shirt and say you work at? Fuck them. Fuck them. Dirty hands, clean money. Dirty hands, clean money. You like being outside? You like driving? Hey, dash away. Uber away. Lyft away. Don't let these motherfuckers make you think that ain't no good living. You get to meet new people. You get to see the city. Yes. So fuck all that shit. And I can say it because I spent almost 10 years in corporate America. That's what I'm saying. So know your business, know your worth. As we close today, what did you learn today? What did you learn about yourself? And what was your brain conversation yesterday? And I'm not saying don't go get a job. I'm saying don't go sell your soul for pennies on the dollars and then get mad when you don't get no good return on your investment. That's what I'm saying. There are people who do well in corporate America, and that's where they need to be. There are people who do well in those positions. But you might not be that person. And don't feel bad because you're not that person. They the only ones make you feel bad about that work because they don't like what they do. Oh my God, you have a cleaning company. Oh no, you work with your hands, you're a mechanic. Your ass is counting pillowcases. Shut the fuck up. You looking at fucking Excel spreadsheets all day from Zoom call to Zoom call to Zoom call to Zoom call. That shit is not value added. Don't make it seem like it's rocket science. It's not. You counting computer chips. What did you learn today? What did you learn about yourself and your brain conversation? And drink water. I like having fun with them. I talk to people and they tell me what they do. And then I tell them what I did when I was in corporate America. And then they look like, I'm the senior VP. I was like, yep, I was just a zone operations manager. They hear that manager at the end. And then they think I was at Del Taco. Making sure you had your veggie burritos. This is killing me. Blue hair. So what did you learn today? What did you learn about yourself? And what's your brain conversation? Let me go ahead and scroll back because the psychiatrist never came back to diagnose me completely. So I don't want them to be able to come back and talk shit anymore. I think you need help. You got problems. Don't be a copy and paste business. Know your business. I learned that being a leader doesn't stop after you're given leadership. In addition, I learned that the bare minimum is so common in the workforce. It is. It is. People tell me what they did at their job. Were you award winning? Did you win regional, national awards while you were at the company? And real awards. Not the finagle, because there's awards that you can get in corporate America that you can finagle. You kiss enough ass and you can get it. And then there are ones that are results driven. Even though I'm a boomer, I'm steadily learning, and we should all keep learning. Yes, especially because you're a boomer. Learn today, know your business about yourself. I'm not crazy, delusional when it comes to the holes I've seen in corporate America. Nope, they still there. I'm shocked because my daughter still has to do business at corporations. And I'm shocked that the shit is exactly the same as when I left. I'm like, and I'm on the West Coast. That was on the East Coast. These different organizations. I'm like, oh, this shit is the same. It's the same. It don't fucking matter. It's the same. Same shit, different name on the building. I have learned today that knowing your business and keep fresh ideas flowing in your business. Exactly. And that's by challenging yourself. Brain convo, I was having a hard day yesterday. Me and my roommate talked through it, and then I finished my paper. Got it. Now finish your letter to your brain. So if you had been in the chat, you would have wrote your brain letter, and you might not have needed to talk to your roommate because you would already had the information that you needed. I'm not saying don't talk to your roommate. I'm saying do your real leader work first. Brain conversations with my nephew told him he needed to exercise his mind and more keep learning. Brain is a muscle and it will atrophy. It will. And that's what happens. And then you find yourself singing songs from the 90s on stage with hot flashes, trying to entertain thousands of people. I finished my brain letter too. Yes, ma'am. So that's what's happening. What I learned today is how to know my business. And here's what I will say. When you master something, you don't feel the need to go back. So I got top blocks in the military, got my master's degree, did command and all of that. I don't miss the Army. I don't feel like, dang, I should have stayed in. I mastered everything I needed to know at Frito-Lay, so I don't feel like I need to go back to corporate America. So when your objective is to master the thing that you're currently working on, you don't feel the need to go back and sing songs from before. You don't feel the need to see if you can get in your straight leg Guess jeans from the night. You don't feel that because you're off and on to the next bigger thing than that thing that you already accomplished. Daisy said, what I learned is how to know my business. Sean said about myself, I've learned that I need to keep learning new and fresh ideas going to make your business strive and grow. Nola said, I learned podcasts are recycled noise, not info. And I learned about myself, I need to master, not memorize. Exactly. And when you master those things, again, neurologically, your brain says, okay, what's next? And that's why you understand at your job how everything functions. That's why they couldn't sell me at Frito-Lay. Well, you can get this next position. Are we going to not be selling chips on the truck no more? Because if that's still the company's mission, I don't need this information no more. And what I found now is that all corporations run the same. Doesn't matter if you're selling widgets, digits, or chips. They all operate exactly the same. So I'm good. I don't need no more corporate years. I worked with the chamber for 2 years. I understand how nonprofits work, politics works, and everything else. I don't need to do that again. So the brain combo was, it was dope to write myself a letter. I read it to myself 3 times. That's awesome. You close that reward loop. Daisy said, my brain conversation for yesterday was, Daisy, you got a lot done yesterday. I was surprised. Yesterday was a holiday. Got it. What holiday was yesterday? 3 times before coming back with my results, thoughts. That's good. That's good. So for the looky-loos, and not the people that's here to steal my shit to go back to your raggedy ass broke organization. Know your business. Stop stealing my business. However, curious question. When you get stressed out, what is the chemical release to counter cortisol? To counter cortisol, you need to do 10 significant seconds of silence so that the cortisol gets released back into the limbic system. So you're not counter releasing it, you're removing it. So you got to settle the brain back. Are you saying you want some serotonin and some dopamine as a reward for the cortisol to replace it? So what can happen, and I think this is what you're asking. So if you allow somehow the cortisol, Amy and Lala, and the basal ganglia bum rush Miss Brenda at the desk for the ACC, then, and the cortisol got released, so you had brain fog, what you have to do is do your 10 significant seconds of silence, calm down, get the release back, put the cortisol back where it belongs, and then finish what you were doing. Now, when you finish what you were doing, the nucleus accumbens is going to release some dopamine, and you're going to create a reward circuit for having done the right thing, and you will strengthen your prefrontal cortex. So if that's what you're asking, that's the reward loop that you actually need. But you also need to assess how the fuck did Amy Lala and the Comfort Cousin get past Miss Brenda Jones, which is the ACC. How did they get access to the PFC to create that brain fog? What did they do? Was she out at a break? Or did they bum rush the desk and caught her while she was slipping? All right, Nola, my brain conversation was about me having bandwidth to take on more in multiple facets. That's correct. When the combo is left, how do you leave it combo without leaving tension because it is on business? I'm not quite sure I understand your question, Sean. When that combo is left, how do you leave the combo without leaving tension because it's on business? When you're having a combo, well, you have there might be tension depending on who you're talking to. If you have a dysregulated person, there's going to be conflict because you are speaking from emotional regulation and they are not. So what they're going to hear is not what's actually, as we said that yesterday, what they hear is not what you said. So they're going to hear it differently because of emotional dysregulation. So there may be conflict. So handle conflict when it occurs is one of the 74 principles of real leadership. So you can end it and it can still be conflictual because of who you're having a conversation with. Now, when you're having a conversation with a real leader with an emotionally regulated brain and a strong prefrontal cortex, then it's going to be the misunderstanding, seek first to understand, then to be understood. All of that can take place. Handle conflict when it occurs. Listen, if you don't know, ask, communicate effectively, then you will resolve it. But if you are dealing with a non-real leader and a person with emotional dysregulation, it's going to be conflict until they become regulated because they will not see it the way you see it. And they will not understand it the way you understand it. Drink water. Is that what you're saying, Daisy? Message me, Sean, so I can understand what you're saying more clearly. Because I'm yeah. So if you just message me on the gram because you're still over there. All right. So yeah. In summary, you need to know your business and you need to grow every single day. Oh, Diwali is the holiday. Thank you very much for that information. I appreciate it. All right. So in summary, ladies and gentlemen, you need to learn how to use your brain. Once you understand how your brain functions, then you understand how you function. For those of you who are on Instagram, ensure that you cancel your Instagram subscription and you subscribe on TikTok. Because Instagram still hasn't gotten back with me yet, and it's been well over a week. So not waiting around to see what's happening with waitlist and all that. None of that shit I set up. So the platform, the interface is a little bit different on TikTok. Again, we are working towards just moving to a complete membership site. That takes some effort because we got to look at those platforms, see which one is going to fit best. But in the meantime, you still need to be strengthening your prefrontal cortex. So everything works out on TikTok, then membership site is further along. If it's not, it's going to be sooner. So that is what we are researching, Nola and I, behind the scenes to see what is going to be the best fit that will allow me to do everything that I need to do and you at a price point that is economical for you and still get everything done that we need to get done. I need to do that. TikTok will be nice since it's 18 plus, which gets to trolls. Yes. You can actually do that on TikTok. But again, Instagram is Instagramming it. But the trolls are there too. That's why I had to go hamburger today on TikTok Live from the trolls being there from September 6th through October 20th. And so I believe that we will be troll free. But I do have a where's yours strategy in place for those motherfuckers as well. So in summary, what I'm saying is you need to use all 86 billion of your neurons so you can become a bad mofo. I'm an educator. I'm not a thought leader. I'm not a expert. I'm not a business owner. In that regards, I'm not an entrepreneur. I'm an educator who happens to be in the business of education. If you just like a university is still a business, but they are in the business of educating adults in theory. So that is the whole purpose. And so everything that I do is to tell you how to strengthen your prefrontal cortex so you know how your brain functions so you can function better. So, and it's in your everyday life. In your everyday life. So it's your everyday decisions. You just start seeing things clearly like, why are we doing that? That doesn't make sense. I'm going to go ahead and do that because you have to consider the source. Consider the source who's giving you information and ask yourself this very, very, very serious question. Are they actually using their brain? Their whole brain. Are they actually using their brain to talk to me? To tell me their strong prefrontal cortex with emotional regulation? And if they are, continue to engage. If they're not, and you don't have to, don't. Do I need to join as a member on YouTube, TikTok? Subscribe as TikTok. That's where the subscription is now. I'm still on Instagram until all y'all transition to TikTok. And there will be about 10 people that will not be making that transition with us because they have not engaged. And just because you pay does not mean you get to stay. So I'm going to cancel them out myself. They don't have to worry about them canceling. I'm canceling them myself. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I told y'all that. That's why it's $9.99. Bye. No, you're not doing the work. It's not going to work. I'm not here to motivate you or inspire you. Not doing that. Do the work or be gone. You don't work at your job, you get fired. Diwali is a holiday in New York. Yes, I wrote it down. I'm going to look it up. Dr. Donna, I learned more from you this year than I learned in 40 years. Thank you, Lola. And I know you don't curse, Lola, but you kicking ass and taking names in 2025. You are killing the game. It's not fair. You are like that in 2025. From January till now, you killing it. You killing it. You doing chat and everything. You killing the game. It's not fair. You high up in the air, telling the rest of the people stay right there. You are killing it. Killing it, killing it, killing it. Yes, you are. Okay. And it's the starting point that makes it just so much more extraordinary. It started from the bottom. Now you're here. Yes. There we go. All right. My brain is 95% song lyrics. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for your time today. Ensure that you are, look at that. Oh, good. Because I got the VA appointment today. I was like, if I got a burn on my hand, this is not going to bode well for me. Okay, great. So the ice worked. So I will be back tomorrow, God willing, higher power in the universe. Lola is Freddy Krueger grabbing life right with her big bladed fingers. Okay, Lorenzo, I don't know about that, but I get what you're saying. She killing the game. Let's leave it at that. But I understand your sentiment, but she's definitely taking life by storm for this year. It's a different ending to a different beginning of 2025. Now I can't do that with my hands because it's still slightly bruised. All right, so Lorenzo and Bridget and Daisy, make sure your letter is in there so that I can continue to make other information for the channel on Instagram. For those who just subscribed on TikTok, the letter information will be in there. Jared already did his thing over there in TikTok, and so we'll be there for you as soon as I pee. All right, you all go off and have a great, wonderful, magnificent, brain-tastic rest of your day. God willing, higher power in the universe. I will be back tomorrow, same time, same place. Safe space for those of you who ain't trying to talk shit. Everybody else can stay and become the shit in a different brain t-shirt. Take care. Adios.